Okay, well, how I got into opera is a bit like an accident, really. I never intended to be an opera singer. In fact, it's not the only thing I've ever done. But it was a way to earn money. So when I left university, if you wanted to earn money by singing, one route, very important route, is to go into an opera company. So after I finished my degree in Cardiff University, I then auditioned for Welsh National Opera Company, and I joined them. So I was with them for about 18 months or so, and then I decided to freelance. So that was my start in opera. I'd done opera singing before then, lots of studio performances in university and performances outside of university, but professionally I started with the Welsh National Opera. I never intended to be an opera singer. And in fact, I find it hard to even say I'm an opera singer now, even though I sing opera, or have sung opera. It's never been something I've particularly wanted to do. There were some people that they were born ready to go onto the stage, and that's all they've ever wanted to do. I have an attitude where it was just an opportunity, and I took it. Where I've really got enjoyment from is working with smaller scale opera, more psychodramas, I suppose. And in the last 10, 15 years particularly, I've been associated with more contemporary music. Well, it's like a lot of things, a lot of things that happen in life are serendipitous, if that's the word. You've come upon them, and they just, you don't actively seek out these things. I mean, at the time when I did 8 Songs for a Mad King by Peter Maxwell Davies, for the first time, I'd just been singing in another contemporary piece by him called The Lighthouse. So I was involved in that. And then the producer of that opera contacted me and said, look, we've got this piece we'd like to do. This is with Music Theatre Wales. And would you be interested? And he played for me the recording which they had. And I have to say, when I first heard the recording, I thought, I'm never ever going to do this. Because for anybody that knows the piece 8 Songs for a Mad King, which was written and performed in 1969, just to give some perspective to it, it's one of these iconic pieces of the 20th century, in British music particularly, but it's got an international following as well. But the musical language is so extreme, it's of this expressionist nature. So as a singer, I have to scream, I have to grovel around with the voice, sing high, sing low, sing with a standard operatic voice. It's an acting piece, really. And in fact, the person who first sang it was an actor rather than a singer. Probably the most visually arresting part of the score is the third song. And if you see here, he's written it in the form of a birdcage. Now, the fact of the matter is that the Mad King, who is based on the real life story of George III, George III used to play with bullfinches. He used to talk to them and speak to them and sing with them. And so Peter Maxwell Davies, or Max as he's often called, wrote this piece in the form of a birdcage. So when you have to learn this piece, what you need to understand is, for the singer, you have to look this way and you follow the lines. So the singer addresses the birds, and then it goes into this tuk, 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 little bird sounds. While that is happening, the flute, which is the other player with the king, the singer, is playing along this line, and there are little motifs which the flute comes in and out of, and they can choose different parts of a phrase or mix the phrases up. So it does that, and the singer goes line by line to at the very end, which is there. The flute has changed the pattern of the playing, and the king is just left saying, I mean no harm. It's a very visually arresting part of the score, and it's probably the most famous image from this piece. But in fact, the whole piece is quite interesting if you care to look at it. But that is certainly very fascinating. Well, I mean, the attraction of opera is that you've got singers to start with who are highly trained in a classical sense, but it's tied in with drama. It's tied in with the art of scenery and production. I mean, the famous phrase that Richard Wagner used was Gesamtkunstwerk, which is a whole art form, using all the different aspects of art. So singing for me has always been part of a portmanteau of things, I suppose, because I do other things as well. You know, I conduct choirs and I write music. I can play the piano. You know, lots of different things. You know.
Te vieni alla finestra, o mio tesoro, te vieni a consolare il pianto mio, se neghi a me di dar qualche ristoro, davanti agli occhi tuoi morivo io. Tu c'hai la bocca dolce più che il miele, tu che il zucchero porti in mezzo al cuore. Non esser gioia mia con me crudele, lasciati almen veder mio bel